Nein. Ach, geht jetzt nicht. Aha.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
Hyper Karnivoreneis verkaufen. Was?
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice.
Also, na, das ist ein Seitenhieb auf
What
Coca-Cola,
is
würde ich
even
sagen.
worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
Genau.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
Das war klar.
The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Okay.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Suliswaf.
Wo kann
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Okay.
Really? You don't have a single guess?
Cool.
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Wer hat einen
Looks
Zettel
like
geschrieben?
someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
The lieutenant nods. A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
Aua.
A hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts. You muster all your strength and yell. Your dehydrated, hungover throat can produce little more than a dry croak.
Sag mal.
The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. You seem to have made no impression on whatever's up there. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there.
Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later.
few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Okay.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Are
Gewehre.
these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
Okay, das sieht gut
That's
aus.
a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
Wo sind
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Wieso?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip.
Hab ich
No,
doch.
this is going to need something else, some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your inventory. From there, you can
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that the ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open. I have no
Alter
idea,
Schwede.
officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special
Nee.
tool.
Sooner or later, you will...
Ja.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing. An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
Was haben wir hier? Sind wir von da gekommen? Oh. Aha. So, müssen wir jetzt noch weiter.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slow.
Oh. Oh, da ist ja noch was. Gut. Können wir alles gebrauchen. Kohle, Kohle, Kohle. Nehmen wir. Netzgewebe. Hör mal auf. Bitte. Oh Gott. Da ist noch was. Das ist die Treppe. Immerhin haben wir ein bisschen Geld. Aber wir haben immer noch kein Passwort. Haben wir alles? Na, gucken wir mal, ob da vielleicht noch so irgendetwas ist. Nein. Ich probiere es jetzt trotzdem mal. Ich habe volle Gesundheit.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Das war mir so klar.
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and dangerous. Your hands slick with sweat. Turns out
Weightlifting was never my favorite either. At the station gym, I mean. I prefer running. It clears your head.
Warum? Es war doch klar.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus? Yes, yes. How was it?
tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
Es war ein Beinhaus der gescheiterten Geschäfte, diese Buchladen, die Lebensenergie
I
entzieht.
knew it. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us. But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
You don't have anything of substance to tell her until you found that entity of hers.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits. It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words.
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
Okay.
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales.
Völlig esoterisch
15%.
verblendet. Super.
Desert pygmy shamans. That the woman before you scans the store. These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over
Immer wieder
and
Dick
over.
Mullen.
A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do. Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention
schlau.
of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Ja.
You see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick
Mord im
Mullen.
Obstgarten.
A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless. Yes.
Noch mehr?
There's also The Dame Who Did It.
Die Dialoge
Farewell,
sind... Ach
my
Gott,
Mullen.
ist das so geil.
Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Erzähl.
Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence.
Warum?
Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals?
Das könnte stimmen. Schließlich bin ja echt ein komplizierter Typ. Total widersprüchlich. Was?
Then this is the book for you.
Nein. Das große Buch der faschistischen Magie. Ziemlich offenherzig. Ugh.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez. This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another, far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme, Ozon, Laurentide, Fas à la Mer,
Hilfe.
archipelagos
Das verstehe ich
disintegrated
alles nicht.
into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you. You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandoux,
Wo soll
on
das alles sein?
archipelagos,
Das ist alles
Croyan,
französisch, karibisch.
Villiers, on Semin.
Ja,
850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness,
Das ist
connections
alles,
to other
ja.
worlds, words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars. Gods. But looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust.
Eine Karte von Röverschwung.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the river Esperance. Countless bridges